Brought to you by Poderation, podcast for nerds. Ooh, natural 20.
My dad works in B2B marketing. He came by my school for career day and said he was a big ROAS man. Then he told everyone how much he loved calculating his return on ad spend. My friends still laugh at me to this day.
Not everyone gets B2B, but with LinkedIn, you'll be able to reach people who do. Get a $100 credit on your next ad campaign. Go to linkedin.com/results to claim your credit. That's linkedin.com/results. Terms and conditions apply. LinkedIn, the place to be, to be.
Auto insurance can all seem the same until it comes time to use it. So don't get stuck paying more for less coverage. Switch to USAA Auto Insurance and you could start saving money in no time. Get a quote today. Restrictions apply.
I think I just won my taxes.
Yeah?
I just switched to H&R Block in about 1 minute. All I had to do was drag and drop last year's return into H&R Block, and bam, my information is automatically there.
So I don't have to go digging around for all my old papers to switch?
Nope.
Sounds like we just leveled up our tax game.
Switching to H&R Block is easy. Just drag and drop your last return. It's better with Block.
Hello and welcome to Respect the Crit. I'm your host, Ian Duncan. My pronouns are he, him, any, and I am playing Yasher Engel, the occult enthusiast and bibliophile, he, him. And to play along with me, please welcome back, after a very long time away, we're so happy to have her, Jamie Lee Bonez.
Hello, I'm Jamie Bonez, she, her, and I'll be playing Mabel McIntyre, the parapsychologist, also she, her. And I'm so excited to be back to this hellscape.
Yeah, are you excited for the horror to be back?
Oh, the horrors. Yes, I'm very excited.
Did anything important happen to you while you were away? Anything significant?
I mean,
or
it depends on who you ask.
Fair enough. Well, we're gonna ask him. Please welcome Xavier Trudeau Duchesne.
Hi, I'm Xavier, he, him, and I will be playing Aline Levesque, she, her, the photographer. Gonna think of a third rhyme.
And now
that's where I'm at.
Yeah, well, and now you've set a precedent that it has to rhyme, so...
Yeah, but you don't need to do a lot.
No. Oh, no.
And here to make her introduction in total rhyme, please welcome Karen Huseman.
Hi, I'm Karen, and I play Melody Thompson, she, her. And I do not know how you rhyme witchy or anything like that, so she's just a witchy media.
Just say orange or wolves.
Yes. But if I just
Purple,
said spoon like 7 times, spoon.
That's a kind of a rhyme, I guess. He's been rhyming this whole time in the background. He's just been on mute. Please welcome Zach Clark.
Yeah, I wish that was true. What's up? My name is Zach. I play Raz McClay, the Gun Mall. I think that's what it is. The Gun Mall, yes, the criminal. He, him.
We're going to get around. I think by the end of this campaign, we'll have figured out rhymes for everything. That's what I'm hoping for anyways.
a whole session done in rap.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. Wouldn't that be fun?
Musical
Susan?
episode.
Almost like a musical.
The most successful improv tropes.
Yeah. And speaking of our lore master and keeper of all things arcane and mythos, please welcome Susan Spinader.
Hi, I'm Susan Spinader. My pronouns are she, her. I will be playing everything but these guys. And that was rhyming in Eldritch. You just don't speak it, so that's your fault.
That's right. It's all about the words that you hear in your brain, in your mind, not with your ears.
Who has tinnitus right now, that ringing, that's me rhyming. There you go.
Tell my doctor about that.
Oh, I've got to ask. Okay, I've got to ask because I've always said tinnitus, right? Because it's, when you hear itis, I think it's maybe Greek or something, like gingivitis,
Yeah.
with the origin of the word. But I hear people say tinnitus. And
I've never
that's
heard
always, that always sounds wrong to me, but it is a word that I guess I have only read or heard people like say, so I just wanted to feel that pulse, write in, audience, tinnitus or tinnitus, what did you hear?
None of us will Google
says
this.
Both.
Whoa.
Google says pronounced tinnitus or tinnitus.
Yeah, because you wouldn't say gingivitis, would you?
Right?
It would be, it's gingivitis, right? Like that's
Maybe it's like the British way of saying it, like aluminium or advertisement. Tinnitus.
That, aluminium, that's another one. If you look it up, like it's spelled two ways officially, so that it can be pronounced aluminum and aluminium. It's like officially spelled both ways because people are
I have such a hot take about the English language when it comes to that. I just feel like pronunciation
let's go. Here we go.
Abolished completely. Just think about it. Like if you know what someone's saying, so saying, "Oh, this is the right way to say it," is just so counterintuitive to a conversation. In my opinion,
it stops the conversation.
Zach, that is such a good take. Like that is a hard take. Like language is fluid, and with context, we always understand what people are talking about. Mostly, so like
even if someone goes up to me and says, "I have gingivitis," it's like, okay, maybe it means gingivitis. Like in my head.
Yeah, I think the only time you correct someone is when it's in a learning environment and they're like trying to learn a language or a word. That's the only time, and it's like accepted by everybody that we are all here to learn this thing, so that's where pronunciation's important.
And that's what I want to know. Is it tinnitus or tinnitus? Please, someone educate me. After escaping our mirror realm, well, we don't actually know if we escaped, but we did what we could to get out. So let's. Yeah, I'm throwing out some wild assumptions, but I want to get to it, and I want to find out what's happening to Mabel too. We got to get to that because she might have some drain bramage after all she's been through. So please, Susan, take us away into these strange aeons.
A thick Louisiana night drapes across the bayou like a worn velvet curtain, muffling the world in a steamy hush. Stalks of tall reeds rustle with the movement of unseen creatures, and fireflies flicker like tiny lanterns in the sticky air. A half-rotted wooded sign, barely legible in the glow of the moon, reads, "Pearl Stone Farm, keep out," but leans crookedly as if it's given up hope of warning anyone away. Just beyond this forlorn sign stands the Pearl Stone farmhouse, its warped beams and its sagging porch illuminated by sporadic flashes of lightning far in the distance. The pale moonlight hangs peeling, sun-bleached paint that may once have been white, but now looks closer to a sickly gray-green. A single rusted lantern clings to the porch overhang, creaking on its hook whenever a stray breeze bothers to pass through. The windows, mostly shattered or boarded up, leave the interior in a patchwork of eerie shadows and faint, ghostly light. Spanish moss droops from the cypress trees surrounding the farmhouse, swaying like lank hair in the faint wind, while distant frogs croak and insects' chirps rise and fall in swampy chorus that is equal parts lullaby and warning. Every old board on the porch seems primed to groan under the lightest step. A rickety welcome or a sinister invitation. An owl hoots startlingly close, and the echoing cry seems to reverberate off the splintered boards. It's a sound that might make even the bravest soul pause. Yet here, in the midst of the swampy hush, Mabel finds herself arriving, like an explorer on the threshold of a mystery that bobs and weaves just out of reach. Mabel finds herself at the Pearlstone Farm, having accepted the case from the nearby town local who desperately wants to sell the property. Whispers of ghostly apparitions and strange nighttime activity has driven away any serious buyers, leaving the farm's owner at their wits' end. As head of her small but reputable paranormal detective agency, Mabel took the job with determination. Resolving hauntings, after all, is her specialty. Now standing at the edge of the ramshackle porch, she can't help but feel both the tingle of excitement and weight of responsibility. If she can uncover the truth behind the unsettling rumors of Pearlstone Farm, perhaps she could finally put the restless spirits, if they exist, to rest, and give the landowner the peace needed to move on. So, with this image set, the camera lingers on the crooked porch and the moonlit facade of Pearlstone Farm. Then it pans towards you, Mabel, poised at the edge of this shadowy domain, ready to uncover whatever secrets lurk inside. And at this moment, you do not remember Whimsy Brook. You are on a mission. This is one of your first few missions.
Okay.
And you do have companions with you.
I do. Who are these companions that are with me?
So you look to your right, and your right-hand man is with you, always there to protect you and keep you safe. And he stumbles onto the porch on a loose floorboard that creaks and groans, and he stumbles. He's like, oh, but rights himself, and it's your friend, Raz McClay.
Oh, these floorboards are going to kill me one day.
Yeah, watch it, Raz. We can't have you tumbling before we even get inside.
I swear I did not drink today.
Then stepping onto the porch gingerly, knowing that the floorboards are loose, is your other trusty companion, always with you on your latest missions, is your friend Melody.
Bit of a breeze out here. It's a little chilly.
And then almost comically, hiding behind a pillar, already afraid of what's ahead of them, is your other friend, Yasher.
Hey there, bud. Come on out.
Oh my god, you scared me. I thought you were an owl or something.
And then what startles you even more is a flash bulb of a camera as a picture is being taken of the entire scene, and your friend Alin then steps onto the porch with her trusty camera in hand.
This should look nice on the dossier cover.
And then behind you, Melody, you hear whispered, I don't think there's anything here, but I could be wrong. And it's Uncle Ed floating behind you.
Can we get a little description of Uncle Ed too, maybe, Karen? Because it's like, I don't think we've seen Uncle Ed for a while.
Yeah.
Since episode 1.
Since I cut her off.
Yeah.
I mean, Uncle Ed is an older gentleman, and he is... I can't remember how you originally described it, but he is in a suit of some sort. He's got like a full beard and mustache, and he looks very similar to Melody because they are blood relatives. So there's like, parts there, like the nose is probably like the same shape, but he's older, maybe a little more disheveled. Because he's a little crazy. It's fine.
Yeah, and he's probably wearing clothes of that era, so it's probably like early Americana, or so it's like Victorian-esque, like a waistcoat or something, but still like disheveled and stuff like that. But in this rendition, he's a little transparent and glowing blue.
He's blowing who?
What? Yeah, sure, you look a little startled.
I'm just flustered.
But you all are here to investigate the Pearlstone Farm. The owner really would like to sell it, but the rumors of the ghost haunting this farm is keeping everybody from wanting to buy it. Even though it's on prime real estate, it's a little old, it's a little ramshackle, but it's still good land.
Before we got here, did we do any research on the property to see if there were any prominent deaths?
Probably you and Melody would know that there was a murder-suicide here. The wife found out that the husband was cheating on her and killed the mistress, the husband, and then killed herself in this property.
We're gonna get some good ghosts.
Good place for ghosts to show up. And then just for the listeners, because I kind of spent time on it, what I presented to the group is basically like Hanna-Barbera-esque versions of themselves.
It's very cute.
I wasn't there. I had my character sheet in front of it. I didn't see it. I just saw it.
Oh, I didn't see it either. Oh,
it's crazy.
Look, you can see Uncle Ed too.
God.
Yeah, in the trees.
I had my character sheet on mine as well. It's amazing.
Oh, that's so fun.
I love Yasher.
Yasher's one of my favorites.
Like, what are we gonna do, guys?
No, it's definitely time to play it up now. Oh my goodness.
I'm glad he's out there and I'm out here and he's in there.
And because that's kind of what I was going for, I will give you guys bonuses if you play into it.
All right.
So, I leave it in your hands. The investigation is yours.
Ooh, okay.
You find yourself on the porch, on the threshold of the Pearlstone Farm.
I love how after downloading all the backstory from the previous games,
I know.
Jamie's just like, oh, I don't need any of this.
Yeah.
Let's go somewhere else.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Well, I suppose there ain't no time like the present. And Mabel's gonna go to open the front door from the porch to peek inside.
There is a very loud, exaggerated as the door opens. But beyond the threshold is just a dusty, it looks like what an abandoned farmhouse would look like, one that's been abandoned for a decade. It's a little dilapidated. It's not as bad as you would think it was. It opens into a hallway that leads, you could see at the other end, it's an open archway to what looks like a sitting room or a living room, and then there's a bunch of doors lining the hallway to your left and right.
Another flash goes off, and kind of like just illuminates the whole thing. Kind of like just like putting a bright light on all that dust floating in the air.
Give us a warning next time.
Yeah, sure. You know I do this every time. I have to document every room. Oh, look, what's this? Looks like not a single footstep. Looks like no one's been here in a while.
And that is true. No footsteps lead in the dusty floorboards.
Well, one small step for a man, one giant leap for Mabel's detective agency, I suppose.
As Yasher steps through the threshold, something grabs your coat.
Is it just a
but
coat
no,
rack?
it's just caught on a nail.
Yeah. It tears. It just totally rips. Oh, man. That was my best coat.
Are Yasher and Uncle Ed gonna be eating beans in the back?
We're shuffling a sandwich like a deck of cards.
If you guys want to roll for me a spot hidden as you step in and assess where you are.
As we kind of step in, Raz will look around. He'll say, well, you guys know I obviously don't believe in any ghost or any paranormal activity that could happen or anything like that. So I think the best course is to split up, gang.
It's a little early in our episode to do that, Raz. Let's wait till maybe 10 more minutes.
Oh, fine.
So we have a success from Mabel and Alin. Melody, you are probably hearing Uncle Ed going, oh, thank God I'm not being affected by all this dust. Oh, look at you. Already a mess. And Raz is distracted by telling the group he wants to split up. And Yasher is still in a fright from being grabbed. I mean, by a nail.
Grabbed by a nail, yeah. He's battling with it. He's like trying to get the coat off, but it's still attached to the nail, so he's attached to the wall while he's trying to get the coat off.
Yasher, stop flailing around here. Let me help you.
I can't help it.
Raz is getting ahead of himself. He's like, Lean, Mabel, Melody with me, Yasher, that way.
Yes, that's what Red does. Okay, Yasher, Raz, already get bonuses to your next rolls.
All right, Aline's gonna follow up with her classic catchphrase, "Sacrament."
Ooh, yes. And there's there's a laugh track.
Yeah. But what Mabel and Aline see, while the rest of the crew is otherwise occupied, at the end of the hallway and the archway leading to the sitting room, you see a shadow against the wall, large and looming against the wall in that room. It looks like a grotesque creature. You're not unsure what, but you could see its fangs coming down and its fur bristling, and it seems gigantic.
Alan, can you get a picture of that thing?
You saw it too? With shaky hands trying to put the next bulb in, and then maybe a half a second too late, flash goes off, and I probably only got the tail or something. The last remnants of the shadow leaving off frame from behind the door.
Well, your light illuminates the hallway and down to the sitting room, and then Mabel, with your higher success, you see squeak, squeak, squeak. It was a little rat being its shadow being blown up against the wall.
Oh, it's just a rat. Which is still not great because they are disease carriers.
See, gang, we're getting all jumpy over nothing.
Jesus H. Roosevelt, Christ, you got me on my very last nerve. Okay, take some deep breaths. Melody, are you picking up anything in here, honey?
You know, I'm not sensing anything. Uncle Ed says this place is a bust. I'm seeing all this dust and the rat, and I'm thinking maybe there's another reason people aren't buying this place.
And then from upstairs you hear, ooh.
Oh.
Hold the phone.
Well, that seems a bit on the nose.
Maybe we should go.
Go check it out.
I think we should investigate.
Right.
Like, leave. That seems like a sign to leave.
Yashar, think about all our other cases. We haven't caught a single ghost yet because it's always squatters or, I don't know, some prankster, always stealing our investigation under our noses. This time it has to be for real. Mabel, I'm sure you'll agree. You'll want to have your first case finishing with a ghost on your...
Of course! What sort of investigation agency would we be if we ran at the first sign of a ghost? Now come on, Scooby Gang, let's go! And she's gonna rush upstairs.
We'd be in a live one.
As everyone's walking up, Raz is like, who the hell is Scooby?
So you head... Well, you don't at this moment see a stairwell, so you have to find a stairwell upstairs.
Oh, interesting.
So I guess either you could go down the hallway to the sitting room to see, or start opening some of these closed doors along this long hallway.
We gotta do it.
You know, it just struck me that we're kind of headed for like death and destruction. We realize that, right? Because we're doing the same thing they do without a cutesy talking dog.
Yeah.
I think we're missing that element.
Yeah.
It's like a
got a
detection catalyst.
I mean, we have a ghost that only one of us can talk to, much like they have a dog where only one person can really understand.
Yeah.
We're gonna run into true eldritch horrors, not chief financial officers looking to spook.
Old man Winkles.
Yeah. I guess I go to whatever door Raz directed me to when he was splitting us up.
Oh yeah, you're all by yourself. Uncle Ed says to Melody, I'll keep an eye on this one.
Thank you. He needs some extra help.
So yeah, sure. as far as you know, you're by yourself.
That's fine. We're okay. We're good.
And yeah, sure, this kind of happened naturally. There's no rhyme or reason to why we split up this way. It has to be done this way. You're a trooper.
Okay.
Let's go, gang. You'll be all right.
I hope there's no more rats.
Usually we would sidle you with a talking dog, but
there's no, it died in our last adventure.
Oh no!
We don't talk about Rex.
It just got eaten by a gator or something. Like it didn't make it out of the swamp.
Just a super unsexy, unsupernatural, tragic accident. Like Ray got ran over.
Just real unfortunate Louisiana swamp accident.
Yeah.
Oh, that tickled me in the worst way. So yeah, sure. You step off into the hallway on the left, or the door on the left, next to the door. This leads you to a. Of course, it has to be the pantry leading towards the kitchen.
Oh, excellent score. At least I won't go hungry.
Smack some beans.
Oh yeah, it's full of beans. Oh,
that's all there is.
Could you roll me a spot hidden?
Spot hidden, you got it. Here we go. Hopefully it's better than my last one. All right.
Yes. With your spot hidden, you notice there are cans of beans.
Oh, good. I immediately check the expiration dates.
Some have expired, but there are plenty that have not yet.
Excellent. I mean, that's a couple of meals. He takes those and starts putting them in his bag.
Freaking score.
And, yeah, they're a little bit dusty. Blow it off, wipe it off, stick it in the bag.
Could you roll a dexterity for me?
Oh, fuck me. Yeah. Come on, it's like a 50-50. Oh, I'm gonna use my bonus.
Okay.
Come on, D10. Come on.
Ooh, that would be
Yes.
Close, but I don't think it did. No, it didn't do
No,
it.
it did.
Yeah, it did.
That is a success.
You're 55.
It did. Yes.
Okay, so for a moment, you're picking them up and you're making sure that the expiration dates are all right, and they start to slip. And there's a moment where you're fumbling with them, making sure that they all stay in your arms, and they all go crashing to the floor, but you're able to secure them and put them in your bag.
Thank goodness. Didn't dent it. Won't get botulism. Excellent.
But from above you, you do hear, "Ooh, get out!"
Oh no! I was right. We should have left.
Screen wipe to Raz with the girls.
And we can't hear Yasha, right?
Well, first, you guys go through a door that leads to a it looks like a parlor room. Dusty, but the furniture is pretty well maintained. There's sheets covering a lot of them, but what isn't covered, you could see some like holes in the furniture, but it seems like this farm was nice when it was lived in.
Another flash goes off. See, boy, guys. I can't believe nobody wants to buy this place. It looks really nice. There must be a real ghost. We just have to find it. We have to be the ones who find it first.
Well, I'm thinking if what I remember is true, probably the most active spot is going to be the bedroom. That's got to be upstairs, but I am not seeing any steps.
So you step into it, and there are two doors on the left side of the room. There's a fireplace on the left side of the room, and this like on the left wall, so towards the center of the house, and there's a door on each side of the fireplace. But could you roll psychology or spot hidden? Everybody in this room?
I'll stick to spot hidden.
Same here.
Oh, yes. Nice.
69 for 69.
As we're searching around, Raz will say, "All right, gang, let's look around and search for clues." Wow, dang.
Raz, you have to adjust your neckerchief so you're looking down.
It's an ascot, right?
Oh yeah, ascot.
Yeah.
And Melody, you are assessing the furniture of the room, so you don't spot this. But at Lynn and Mabel, you see a painting on the wall, and and it seems like the eyes are watching you.
Carlis, gang, have any of you seen this? Mabel? And I'm gonna lean in closer to that painting. You know, like doing the eye gesture with my finger on my eyes and the eyes of the painting.
So the painting's up higher on the wall. It's above that fireplace I mentioned on the left wall. And then as you have to step around a couch to get there and look closer, the eyes are no longer there.
Can the painting be moved?
You attempt to put your hand up to it and move it, and it seems like it's fastened to the wall.
All right, let's check out these doors. Maybe we should split up.
Mabel and Lynn, could you roll an occult for me?
Oh, wow.
Oh, my gosh.
Mabel.
Yes.
I would have needed that too for my 5%. Alin is not a believer, but you know, it would be fun.
It is funny though that in this little like weird split dimension, you're like very like, we've got to catch the ghosts.
So that is an extreme success. So for Mabel, with that, I'm going to be giving you 3 things. First thing, you notice sconces on the wall next to the painting that have some symbols on them, and one looks well polished compared to the other, leading you to believe that maybe it has been used in some way. Second thing, this painting, you take a pause for a moment, and it takes you out of the investigation. It's an older man, now that you're looking at not just the eyes, you're taking in the entire painting. It's an older man with a severe-looking face, with features of Dutch descent. He has a strong brow. He's wearing a tailored suit, perfectly fitted to you. He has a severe look on his face. And now without the eyes removed, but you could tell that if the eyes were in the painting, he'd be looking at you disapprovingly. And for a moment, you remember Whimsy Brook. But then it just flits away. It's almost like an afterthought, like, oh, that's another place I have to investigate. And then the third thing, as that thought starts to flit away, what makes it flit away is a discordant note that vibrates through your entire body. But that candlestick, yo.
Yeah, Mabel will go right up and try to touch and maybe even pull on it.
As you pull on it, you hear a click. And then the fireplace slides out of place and reveals a hidden staircase.
Calvaire, Mabel. Nice find.
Well, what do you know? Old Rise's hunch is never wrong. After me, gang.
And then you hear in the other group,
I found the ghost!
Oh, sugar, we were just getting somewhere.
All right, someone go get Yashar.
And he comes running in.
Okay.
Oh, no. As you run into the hallway and run into the door across the hallway, you end up back in the hallway and another door at the other end of the hallway. And then you run through another door and it brings you back to the hallway. And then you run through another door and it's zigzagging through the hallway.
Uncle Ed is trying to chase him to keep track of him. Oh, I can't seem to find the right door. I don't remember which one they went into.
See, guys, this is why I keep making the case to have a hyper-intelligent dog follow him around.
We don't talk about dogs.
Yeah, let's give us some time, Rez.
Too soon.
Eventually, Yasher comes flinging the door open. Cans of beans go everywhere.
There's a cloud of dust behind him.
Yeah, I found the ghost. It was right up above. Oh boy, I think we should leave. We should go.
Uncle Ed comes through the wall, enunciating the point, but you don't see Uncle Ed, just Melody. So it's almost a joke just for Melody.
A can of beans is gonna roll and land at Raz's foot. He's gonna say, "I see you've been busy."
Yeah, well, I found beans. Many were expired, but don't worry, I didn't get those. And we found provisions. That's good enough. I think we should probably just get out of here. What do you say?
Not yet. Old Rise here found a big clue. He just is at the staircase. It's worth exploring.
All right then, Raz, why don't you head on in? And Mabel's gonna usher him to get going.
I think we should all walk in line, one by one, with our signature walk cycle, like very janky, like body posture.
So as you tiptoe up the stairs, you reach the top of the staircase, and it leads you to what looks like a unused storage room with lots of things under sheets. But what you do see, especially Mabel, and I think I'll just give this to everybody because it's something you're looking for, you see footsteps in the floor, on the dusty floor.
That time, someone's been here.
It's not us, is it?
Well, no, we ain't been up here yet.
I'm just checking, being thorough.
But ghosts aren't supposed to be leaving footprints either, so...
Yeah, sure, you feel a tap on your shoulder from behind you.
Oh my god!
And you turn around to see a ghost. It's actually... And then Eileen removes one of the sheets covering the stuff from her and say, "Gollis, gang, anyone could have used these to impersonate a ghost. I think we've been had again. I don't think there's a real ghost after all."
Don't tell me it's another chief financial officer looking to make their beachfront property more expensive.
Well, let's go shoot him.
Going off of your previous extreme success, because that was a wonderful, beautiful success, Mabel, I'm going to keep this going a little bit longer. The sheet that Alin pulled off of one of these furnishings to prove her point that anybody, this could be anybody haunting this residence. She pulled it off a large standing ornate mirror, and for a moment you see in the mirror, you think you see something.
No, I took the other sheet. Susan. I didn't think
So let's reverse
that's not the one
over here.
Not the one on the mirror.
Yeah, you have a flash, Mabel, of for a moment of a room, floor to ceiling, not the floor, but like from the baseboard to even the ceiling covered in mirrors, different types of mirrors. It's all sizes, really tiny ones, ones larger than your entire group, all different, all varied. It takes up this entire establishment that you remember being in. And the word comes to you, the Salon Soiree, and then it with another it flits away. It's not important.
Well, she's gonna sort of give her head a little shake, like she's trying to sort out her thoughts, because like there's a lot of imagery that's like passing through her mind right now. If she saw something in this mirror, she's gonna keep following these hunches, and she's gonna go over and sort of examine the mirror a little closer, maybe like along the edges, and even maybe taking an extra second to look at her own reflection in it.
Yeah, okay. If you want to roll a spot hidden or psychology for me, you can use luck if you want to spin or push it.
Ian's saying yes. So
Yeah.
sure.
Use your luck. It's like,
Let's do it.
It's free.
Examining this mirror, just checking it for for any anomalies. It doesn't seem there seemingly isn't any. But looking at yourself in the mirror, for a moment, your reflection feels wrong. Like, it's almost like you're looking at yourself and you're like, I don't remember putting on this exact thing this morning. Did I really make this choice? Or is that how my hair looks? Or it's like you haven't looked at yourself in a while after being sick or something. And you're like, oh, that's what I look like,
Yeah,
What did
I
I
feel
put on
that.
this ass?
Very relevant right now.
Yeah, it's just a moment of like, something doesn't feel right. And then you remember, if you remember correctly, you remember waking up this morning, putting on your mom's pearls, putting on a coat, even though it's late summer in the bayou. Why would you put on a winter coat? You remember putting on your best scarf and gloves, your nicest gloves, and making sure that everything was matching in a not so matchy way, but also like it complemented each other. But this, you don't remember putting on this outfit. But what you're wearing makes sense. This is what you investigated down in Louisiana. It's what you always wear.
Okay, well, I think maybe we'll take a step back from the mirror and just say, Ellen, make sure you get a picture of this, hun. And sort of, she'll move on and continue to investigate.
You got it, Mabel.
Being scared, Yasher has crashed into a box of masks that have just exploded all over the ground.
Yes!
It's starting to spill, like, all the references start spilling into the dream.
You do see a bunch of Venetian masks fall onto the floor. Some unpainted, some decorated, which for Mabel triggers memory of you dancing with a very, very charming Indian man. You dancing the night away several times over. A man you knew intimately at a masquerade where there were Venetian masks. But that's a far-off memory. It's just a fond one.
It's like we were so close and I can't even recall his name.
But as these things start to pop up for you, Mabel, these memories that just don't mesh so well with your current reality, you start to try to put the pieces together, and you feel a headache coming on trying to put it together. But then as you are really trying to concentrate, you hear running on the other side of the room, all of you.
Raz, like out of this odd instinct that he can't explain, reaches for his waist. There's nothing there.
Yeah.
Vierge, we got a ghost to catch. And then start running after.
Oh man, why?
Come on, Yasher. We gotta scram. I pick him up out of the...
Yeah, out of the masks.
So as you guys set chase, all of you?
Yeah, is there somewhere to haul ass to, or we just hear like a random
At
noise?
the other end of the room, you do spy a doorway that you suspect that's where the steps were leading towards. Mabel takes a moment, because that headache came on pretty strong, and then it's just a moment, and then you start to run after. Could you roll a dex for me? Holy shit.
Yes!
That's good.
But that's very good.
That's
That
good.
Can
is
you
a
say the line?
crit success.
Welcome.
Oh my
And what do we do?
Kind of respect it. Respect that crit.
There we go.
With your critical success on dexterity, you leap. You're able to leap dexterously over this this pile of masks on the floor, past these other laden in white sheets objects within the room, which now you're starting to realize are similarly shaped to that standing mirror. It's almost like a repeating shape over and 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 over again. But they don't bother you. You have a task, and that is catching up to these footsteps. You overtake Yasher, you overtake Melody, you overtake Uncle Ed, not knowing it, you overtake Raz even, and you are able to catch up to a ghost?
And I'm in heels, y'all.
Yeah, this isn't right. I'm supposed to be the Fred of the group.
Ain't those kitty heels either. We're talking full 6 inches.
Well, listen, I'm Sarah Michelle Gellar Daphne,
Yeah.
not cartoon Daphne, okay?
Yes. But you catch up to the ghost?
Stop where you are, ghosty ghoul.
You get in front of them and they stop short. And then that squeaking noise as they slide to a stop. With a dust cloud behind them.
And then everyone else tries to stop.
And then coming up on their rear is Raz. You have this ghost cornered.
Susan, this is incredible, and you're in danger of making us fall in love with this and have to turn this into like Cthulhu pulp or something like that.
I was telling John about this session, and I was like, I really just want to do a goof. I really just want to do a Scooby-Doo goof. How do I make this happen?
Love it.
You've done well.
Yeah.
But the ghost halts, and it's ethereal, kind of. But now that you see that the moonlight's hitting it just right, and a series of mirrors have been placed to make it seem more ghostly than it really is, and you could tell that this is a man in a sheet.
Dang it. Another one.
Son of a... Raz just gets this look on his face. He's like, buddy, there are different ways to save your failing business. As he's like trying to corner him.
Yeah, and Alan's gonna nudge or like push Raz forward. Come on, Raz, just take his mask off. This is your moment.
Oh, you got it. Raz will rush forward and try to tackle him.
You rush forward, tackling him and pulling off the sheet to reveal a horrible visage.
Well,
darkness in humanoid form, its limbs elongated in erratic fashion that feels, just looking at it, scars the eyes. It feels as if the darkness sucks you in. It has a looming smile with teeth, too many teeth, way too many teeth for this, what it should be. And it grins at you in delight, and its eyes are pinpricks of light, and it smiles as it turns towards you, Raz.
Raz is just in disbelief, and he's going with like his mental status flow of this world. So he's looking at this horrible visage, and his only response of shock is saying, "Now, let's see who this really is." And he tries to pull at its disgusting skin, try to yank at it, and nothing's going anywhere. And he backs up a little.
You try to yank at it, pull on its head. It's standing there and it lets you touch it, but as you touch it, all you feel is cold ice pinpricks as you put your hand to its head, and it travels up your arm. It almost feels like insects crawling from the inside of your hand. You feel little pinpricks going up your arm, and then it turns its full body to you, and in a gravelly voice that sounds like 20 voices at once, it says, "This is where you run."
Like, this would be a good time to go now, gang.
Scram, gang. And Raz, holding his arm, is gonna just take off, trying to shake the ick off.
The ick clings to you as those insects, those pinpricks of icy insects crawling up your arm. Your fingers start to go numb, but you all start running away from the monster. There's a moment where you're all like getting up the speed, staying in spot next to it as your legs are all moving. You all jump into Raz's arms as he starts to run, carrying you all down the stairwell you just went up.
He starts running on a rug that just curls up a bunch before he actually gets any traction, and then goes.
Just takes off at 45 miles per hour.
Yes. You start running down the stairs, and the parlor is no longer there. The stairwell leads down to a hallway, the hallway you came in at, but you don't see the front door. So you run through the doors much like Yasher did before, this creature following behind. But whereas you're running in the Scooby-Doo fashion, this creature is now leaping through mirrors you didn't know were on the walls of the hallway, leaping from one side of the hallway to the next, finding you in each room you run into, to the parlor, to the kitchen, to the pantry, to a bedroom, and there's a mirror and it's smiling at you. Then, Mabel, you see on the other side of the mirror the Lunar Labyrinth Antiques. You recognize this as you've been there many a times looking for Elra, talking to Francis, trying to stay out of Betty's eye, meeting her there as well. These are all townspeople in Whimsybrook, and you remember Whimsybrook, and you see through the mirror. You see Melody on the other side of the mirror, and then the mirror monster is turning away from you and then looking at Melody. And then you see through another mirror, this Lunar Labyrinth, and you see Yasher in the Lunar Labyrinth Antiques, and you see him being grabbed. The mirror monster's turning around and grabbing him and pulling him into the mirror. You see he's torn to pieces from the claws of this mirror monster that's following you. It tears tears into him as it drags him in, and the glass shatters around Yasher. You see it's shattering, but it's not shattering where you are. It's almost on the other side of the mirror, like it's a two-sided mirror. You see the glass shattering and tearing into Yasher as it pulls him through, almost skinning him. And then you see Lynn in another mirror. You see her being pulled in as well. She's being dragged screaming by one leg, and then that leg is eviscerated as it's being pulled through. Lynn's camera scatters to the floor. Looking back, it's Lynn's reflecting the scene of the mirror. And you realize that you are not awake. You are dreaming, and you should be with your friends. Whoever you're with, you didn't know them at this time. This is your imagination's version of your friends.
I'm glad you think of us this way.
Yeah, this is how Mabel sees us, as a bunch of like cartoony idiots.
With this realization, you are in a dream that the other side of that mirror, where your friends are being torn to pieces, that is where you need to be. You need to help them. You need to go to them and warn them. You have knowledge. There are so many things you know about Whimsybrook. The mirrors. You are in a mirror. So knowing what you know, those fucking mirrors, you know that either, because you've repeated thousands of times, and what ends the loop for you is killing yourself. Or, in this scenario, because you're in the mirror, maybe breaking a mirror will get you out. You're being held in Raz's arms right now, running.
Yeah. It's true. Well, realizing this, I think she's going to start smacking Raz, probably on the back or the back of the head. Raz, put me down.
You got it, Miss McIntyre.
And she's going to sort of frantically look for something that she could use to smash a mirror, because that's sort of the only thing she can think to do right now to break this cycle. And if this is all a dream, then I'm just gonna bypass everything else happening right now and do that.
Yep, readily available.
Let me see.
Yasher's just holding a can of beans in his hand.
Oh, thanks, Yasher. And
Wait!
She's just gonna grab that. And she will, maybe with like a little running start, sort of run and chuck pitch this can of beans at the mirror that Alin uncovered earlier.
As soon as the mirror starts to crack, the scene fades to black. Silence. Blessed silence. No more running, no more screaming. Then it comes flooding back to you. You wake up gasping, and next to you, waking up gasping, is Melody in the Whispering Teapot Inn.
I mean, if we're waking up and she's like, that lingering feeling, she's just gonna be like gasping and like holding her chest and like breathing really heavy, and maybe not realize that like Mabel is awake next to her. So
actually, yes, that reminds me. That was all very traumatic. I need sanities.
Yeah, that tracks. 100%.
Okay, so Raz, Alin, Mabel, I need you to roll a 1d10 for me, and that's how much sanity you lose.
Woo!
Oh,
nice.
Oh no!
And yours was probably, being killed by the mirror monster was pretty traumatic too.
I mean, it's not great. I'm at 18 sanity.
Oh my goodness!
No!
Oh shit!
Oof.
Wait, things are happening because you lost more than 5.
Oh yeah.
All right. No. Alin, the most pragmatic of us all.
That's my undoing, you know?
Yeah.
I wish I was Raz.
Okay, so now we're gonna get to see the system for real, guys.
Oh shit. Okay.
Because Alin is indefinitely insane.
Oh no.
Actually, oh yes.
So if you go to the Madness and Mania tab, and you'll see Bout of Madness Real Time, that picture frame. Rolled a 5. Okay, so a significant person Review the investigator's backstory entry for the significant people. The investigator mistakes another person in the scene for this significant person. I will say this will take place when you meet up with your friends because you're alone right now.
Mm-hmm.
So relatively right now, you seem perfectly sane.
All right. This is all good.
But then you do have long-term madness.
I don't know how we do this, but I hope it has something to do with like fire or like kids or something like that. Like something from Ellen's backstory.
A significant person for my backstory. All those kids that died.
Aspects of the initial bout of madness will be incorporated for the duration of the underlying insanity, and you are indefinitely insane, so maybe you will indefinitely think of someone as your significant person.
Oh, shit.
Cool. Oh, interesting.
And is this a thing I come up with, or you're going to be saying, like, this is a person and this is who they remind you of?
So the significant person should be on your sheet, and I think it was your grandpapa, right?
I got like two people, I guess. The grandpapa and then the photograph mentor, but I guess the grandfather might be more relevant.
Okay. So we could roll. We could do like a D4, and odds will be grandpapa, and evens will be your mentor.
I think I have more juice if it's the grandfather, though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So the next person you see, you will mistake them for your grandpapa for certain. Could you roll a D10, and we'll see how long.
All right.
For 7 rounds. So nearly a minute.
All right.
And then after that, it's almost like, you know how, like Alzheimer's or dementia, like someone will have to keep reminding you that, except it's the opposite of who I am. It's more so I'm not your grandpapa.
Yeah.
Like you'll fall into it.
Yeah.
It like if you're not actively concentrating on that's Yasher or that's Raz or that's Melody, it'll slip back into your grandpapa.
Great.
Okay. We'll see who you meet.
Who do I meet?
And that is until you get treated. You have to receive professional treatment.
And we're talking electro therapy. Shock you a little bit.
Oh, yeah. It was hot at the time.
You could do a lobotomy, too.
Yeah, just shove a spike in your eye.
Yeah. So let's cut to Raz. Waking up in your bed, just remembering getting shot in the face by who you thought was your friend.
So Raz kind of wakes up in his small closet type lodging he's been accustomed to now. He wakes up with a start. He says, "Oh, is that couldn't be real." I don't know. And he'll come to kind of stumble out to Miss McIntyre, still like waking up, and it's been a while since she's been actually conscious, right?
It's been a while. Yeah.
So this will kind of like he kind of sees that as normal. Then he'll do a double take, like, Miss McIntyre, are you awake?
Oh my god! And she's going to, I think, take an extra second and sort of like maybe touch her hair, like, because she had that splitting headache.
Yes.
And she's like just checking her head.
It's wrapped in your satin head wrap that you sleep in to keep your curls intact, which you still have the silk curlers in there.
Yep, and my skull is intact, so that's a plus. Mm-hmm. And she's going to throw the blanket off of her and jump out of bed with the same wherewithal she had this last time. And she's going to say, "Oh shit, let's do this one more time." And she's going to start to take the rollers out of her hair. And realize that Raz is up, and that's different.
That's all. Yeah.
Because I always have to wake Raz up. Raz, are you feeling okay?
Yes, Miss McIntyre, I feel amazing. You're awake. It's been so long. You were doing the whole Sleeping Beauty thing.
And she's gonna sort of look to Melody, and then look back at Raz. You're usually the Sleeping Beauty around here, Raz.
Well, things have changed. How much do you remember?
I'm feeling a little confused because, see, I'm usually the one who's asking y'all that question. How much do you all remember?
Well, it's been an ordeal, I'll tell you that much. But I'm glad you're finally here. You're finally awake. I was worried about you.
While they're chatting, Melody is going to scramble out of bed and just throw herself at Mabel and be like, I'm so happy you're awake.
As soon as you throw yourself at her, Raz does a barrel roll just around himself, like you shot at his head and you missed. He'll come up. Huh. What do you remember?
I think we were stuck in the mirror and are you okay?
As you say that, like you've noticed he's been like shifting, trying to dodge just in case you have a good shot at him. And he'll say, I think I'm all right. I think I had a really odd dream. That's what I'm gonna call it. It seems so real though. Like, God, it hurt. You know, like I don't.
I'm so
Maybe
sorry.
I'm just being silly.
I'm so sorry.
What are you sorry for?
Because I think I'm pretty sure I remember taking your gun and shooting you.
I knew it. He'll do another roll.
But it all worked out. We reset. We're back. We're back to square one. Unfortunately.
God, those fucking mirrors.
Screen fades to black and opens up on a sunny lit window of the light streaming in, first sunlight streaming in, waking up Yasher in his room. You remember your dream where you ended up in the Esoterica Exotica, where you felt comfort finally, and then that damn shattering again.
Yeah, and it's on the window, and the sunlight's coming in, and then suddenly it just breaks, and something is like smashes through the glass, flinging itself out into the snowy air, and Yasher is in his skivvies, and he's just like tossing cans of beans out of the window through the glass, and they're like, he just seems like wild-eyed, and he just like lets out a primal scream just like into the room all by himself, and like falls down to his knees. Like, this is too much. Like, he doesn't want to do this anymore. This is too much, and he's not having a good time. Yeah, and he's just like throwing his belongings out until he gets the knife, and he just like holds the knife like in his hands and considers the blade of it, the oddly shaped blade of it, and just like holds it close to his body and just starts like sobbing. I think.
Strangely, that knife, this knife that you carry for the oddity of it, the difference of it, but it brings you a sense of comfort, and maybe that's what prompts the crying, this cathartic crying.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, it's like the only thing he can hold on to at the moment, because he was back in Esoterica Exotica. Like, that's where he wants to be. That's where his like safe place is. He doesn't want to be here anymore. He doesn't want to wake up here anymore. He hates it. He just wants to go back to home, you know.
With your sobs being wrenched out of you, but it feels so good in the best, worst way. The scene fades to black and then goes to the dimly lit attic of the Whispery Teapot Inn, where we find Alin gasping awake.
She looks at the lamp next to her bed.
Yeah,
I kind of like, okay, I've got this. Ça va aller. C'est juste une autre journée. Okay, Melody. I gotta find Mel.
Okay, you rush down the stairs, I'm sure with your cameras and the 2 portable ones in tow, and you go to the stateroom at the end of the hallway where Melody, Mabel, and Raz are. And as Mabel says, "Those fucking mirrors," you hear a knock on your door.
It's Ellen.
Come on in.
I opened the door.
Okay.
Do we have to roll a D3 or something?
Yeah.
2 things. I'm gonna roll for who I imagine them to be because I just looked at my backstory thing. And I think either could be very interesting. So, even Grandpapa, odds, photo mentor.
Okay.
It's photo mentor.
Okay.
Sure.
All right.
In my window, 1, 2, Jamie, 3, 4, Karen, 5, 6, Raz, Mabel.
All right.
You open the door and see your mentor standing in the middle of the room. In between Melody and Raz, it is a shock but a welcome one. He's standing there before you.
There's gonna be a beat of silence. Like Ellen opens the door and kind of freezes, like staring straight at Mabel, trying to mouth something. Just she looks flustered and confused too. Mr. Nutman, what are you doing here?
Who?
Wait, I have so much to show you. This town is incredible for pictures. I have equipment to develop all the photographs I've been taking. I could not be more happy to show them to you first. It's me, Alan.
I remember who you are. I'm just surprised that everybody seems to have their memory this go round.
I'm not sure what you mean, but I didn't know you were coming to the festival either. Do you have family here, or were you just visiting as well? We could go outside. We could do it like we used to. We could take some good shots together.
I'm sorry. What are you talking about, hun?
All right, maybe you just got here. I'll show you around. I know the place a little. There's a nice little bakery. I'll get you a nice muffin, and I'm so sorry. These are my friends. This is Melody. This is Raz. There's a man named Yashar upstairs. I can't wait to introduce you to him. But if you don't mind, can I call you William?
Okay, so she's definitely not on the same page as the rest of us. It's not just me, right?
You know each other. That's great. I can't wait. Don't eat the pancakes, but we can go have breakfast. I can't wait to talk to you about everything that's happened. But again, Melody, I had a crazy dream again last night. But this time, I think your Uncle Ed was in it, and he was trying to get us to know something.
You're looking down, you're like, okay, I gotta remember the dream, you're trying to recall it, and then you look back up and your mentor's not there. You see Mabel standing where your mentor just was. But then it like flickers for a moment, and then that's Mabel, right?
She kind of looks outside the door for a second. Okay, did William leave? Well, he knows where we are.
Hey, kid, you all right? You been
talking
about this William guy?
I don't know. Melody. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it wasn't my grandfather talking to me in my dream. I'm pretty sure your Uncle Ed was trying to tell us that we're way more tied to this situation than we thought. That you, Mel, are the key to keeping all of this together. And you're probably gonna be the one who saves us. That's what Uncle Ed wanted me to tell you. We need to find the mirrors that are keeping us trapped, and we need to break them.
Thank Thank you for listening to this week's episode of Respect the Crits, Endless Equinox. If you like what you heard, please consider supporting us by leaving us a 5-star rating and review on Apple Podcasts or whatever platform you use. It's easy, free, and helps others learn about the show. Follow us for info, updates, and extra clips on our socials. We're on pretty much everything at Respect the Crit, or come be a part of our amazing community in our Discord. Mabel McIntyre is played by Jamie Lee Bonez, who you can find at Jamie MF Bones. Alain Levesque is played by Xavier Trudeau Duchesne, who you can find at Xavier TD on Blue Sky. Melody Thompson is played by Karen Huseman, who you can find at Not So Shy Ronnie. Raz McClay is played by Zach Clark. Yasher Angle is played by me, your host, Ian Duncan, and you can find me at iDunks. Our keeper of arcane lore is Susan Spinator, who you can find at Suze Laluz. The music in this episode is provided with license or permission by a variety of talented artists, whose info and credits can be found in the episode notes. Please support them by visiting their platforms to hear more of their work. The Call of Cthulhu 7th edition role-playing game is published by Chaosium Inc. And remember, whatever the system, miss or a hit, you always gotta respect the crit. Thank you very much, and Cthulhu Fatagan.
Yeah, it's been
1 week.
2 days,
Sorry.
1 day.
Couldn't help it.
This show is part of Poderation, the nerdy podcast network. From D&D and video games through to ancient history and books of all genres, we are a group of podcasts all about things you can nerd the heck out about. We are currently looking for new podcasts to join the network. So if you know someone who wants to take their nerdy podcast to the next level, send them to poderation.com to get in touch.